Hello and welcome back to another Toronto video. In today's one, we're looking at the TMNT, the Shredder issue number 1. And this issue was, I don't know, because with this one, it was somewhat what I was expecting with most of the stuff, with just a good amount of action, a lot of interest and intrigue with what happened with Shredder in some in Dimension X and Z and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, with how they've gone around it with this issue, with how they send things up for the whole story for this series, it's really put into perspective how badly they've handled Shredder over the past few years, and this is just what it's come to. You know, a character that was once beloved and feared by half the city and all that kind of stuff is now just a washed up man who's just there, kind of thing. So it's gonna be an interesting one to see how this whole story plays out. But yeah, okay, so for the first bit, we do get see Shredder. He enters into his old hideout, where it turns out that there's this new clan who going by basically people calling them calling them somewhat like a death cult kind of thing. And it's been run by this person who used to be a Foot Clan member and was actually taught by Shredder, and now going by the name called the Mourner. And there isn't really too much to it, but yeah, I mean, I do enjoy this first half of the issue where I do get to see Shredder. He's going through beating up and killing quite a lot of people. And I must admit, it does look really nice. I do like the art style for this issue, and I feel like the art style really does play really well for the action scenes, specifically for this first opening section, where we do get to see Shredder just going in and destroying a bunch of people. It does look really nice and really beautiful. I feel like that's one of the best positives I can say about this issue so far. And that's when we do get to see Shredder. He comes in and talks to the Mourner, and there isn't really too much to it other than just that they're just going to talk about being like, oh, Shredder, you can come back, we can team up and all that kind of stuff. And that's when we do get to see the EPF. They come in and actually arrest Shredder. And for the next half of the issue, and I have to say that this is where things went downhill for me, as I really feel like this is just where things really start to show just how poorly they've handled Shredder over the past few years. Just because in this scene, we get to see this new character. She comes in and starts talking to Shredder and saying that, we've got this character and she's really bad. She's, basically invisible. She wants to build a bomb. We want you to help. And Shredder, he's quite silent at first because he doesn't really want to do it just because he has better things to do. However, she goes on to say that, I can't give you freedom because, that's pretty much pointless to you. However, one thing which I can give you, which is more important to you, is, you can go around, you can get your honor back, your respect, your alliance, and that kind of stuff, if you go off and do this one mission for us. And I just say that, it was this moment that I really felt like it made things very clear just how poorly they've handled Shredder over the past few years. I mean, I just say that with everything which they've done over the past few years since Sophie Campbell brought Shredder back to life and made him into a good guy, and then how they handled him in the Armageddon game stuff, it was really interesting and intriguing to see this new angle with Shredder where he's good, he's open with the Turtles, and I felt like the story arc was never really fully developed or expanded upon properly, and I felt like the idea was wasted quite a bit because there's all stuff which they could have done with the idea, but yet what they did with it was very poor. But I just see seeing it here now, just after everything that's happened, and seeing him, he left on good terms with everyone, and he's a good guy, and now he's coming back for revenge. He's a bad guy and just screwed everything up, and now just trying to go back to his old ways. However, now he's an anti-hero working for the cops. Oh my god, they've really screwed up his character quite a bit, and I'm surprised that it's taken his very first series to realise that they've really messed up his character, and it only gets worse from here because I don't necessarily mean worse from here, but because I feel like it does have an interesting premise and an idea, but it's just that everything which I've done with his character, showing it off in this issue, just saying that he's basically not really the Shredder anymore, and now he's working for someone else, the cops, for crying out loud. Really, this is not the Shredder. And I feel like what also makes it a little bit worse as well is that also for his armor is made up of old parts of his old suits, but now I think it's like an 8-foot giant robot kind of thing. Really, what were they thinking? I have no idea. But we do get to see Shredder, he rips it apart and says that, basically, like, everything you can call me good and all that kind of stuff. However, the phantoms, your magic, your technology is basically useless. So he just puts the suit up and just makes his own one out of it, which I'll say that, like, the new suit, it does look really good. I will at least give him that. The suit design is really cool. I just wish that they went around it in a better way than just showing off a 8-foot robot and thinking that that's going to be his new suit for the rest of the series. So, yeah, I mean, oh god. So with this issue, I have to say that overall, I do feel like it's definitely set up a lot of intrigue and a lot of mystery to where they could take this whole series next with what they could be doing, which are working for the EPF and the cops and going after another Foot Clan kind of character and all that kind of stuff. I feel like there's some really interesting stuff you could really do there. But I'd say that at the same time, that with how they've gone around it in this issue and just showcasing just how far Shredder has changed so much within, oh god, even within the last appearance from then till now, it's just so shocking and surprising that this is how far he's gone down. It's just honestly really disappointing. But I would have to say that at the very least, there is a lot of mystery there with time from Dimension X and Z to getting back to Earth. I feel like that could be interesting, and with the whole thing of him just keep having illusions of worms, or I don't know what to really say to that. It feels so weird to see Shredder having illusions and that kind of stuff, and just being so delusional about this kind of stuff, and thinking that, everyone has worms, and somehow worms are the biggest threat and all that kind of stuff. Like, again, what were they doing with his character? How far has he fallen to just be like this? It's just... it's just so annoying because there's so many good things about this issue that they could do, and yet this is what we've gotten. It's just a frustrating issue. Oh boy, this is, I don't know, it's just going to be a very interesting series to read. Because I feel like it just depends on how they handle this going forward in the next few issues. I really hope that this is good and it just continue on to be, actually improve and that kind of stuff. But as the first issue, it's a decent start. I just feel like it's just done a very poor job of just showcasing the Shredder and just showing how far he's fallen. And if anyone was to pick this up, because considering that this is supposed to be part of the new IW relaunch and that kind of stuff, oh god, what's the word I use? It was reader friendly. If you read this, God help the new readers. That's all I really got to say to that. It's just they've really screwed everyone over, and I just hope that it does improve. But I enjoyed it for the most part, but it is just a frustrating issue. But we'll wait and see what happens next. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below what you think about this issue. Do you like it? Do you not? And yeah, that's it for today, guys. It doesn't please share, scrub on stuff. Goodbye, yo, bye.